Ever feel like you start one job and then you spot 10 more and it takes an age to complete that first task that you started? That spin out when you're doing so much but it's bitty things and you're not really getting to those bigger projects, it's not chaos, it's context switching. And it's quietly stealing 10 to 15 hours from your business every week. I'm Moira and I help established solopreneurs and small business owners step out of the day-to-day admin of their business and more fully into leading it with more capacity and clarity. In this video, we'll look at how to stop context switching from draining your time and your energy with 5 practical fixes for you to reclaim your time starting this week. And if you want to see where your time and energy is growing, grab my free Simplify Operations workbook. It'll help you spot your time and energy drains and find your first quick wins. You'll find the link in the description below. So what is context switching? It's a mental shift that your brain makes when you jump between tasks, checking your inbox, replying to a client, checking in on a post to see if anyone's commented, back to your inbox again. Every time you switch, your brain has to readjust, what psychologists call attention residue. That means part of your brain is still focused on the last thing you're doing even as you're trying to do the next one. And that cost adds up. Studies from the American Psychological Association and the University of California, Irvine show that context switching can cost up to 20 to 40% of productive time. That's roughly 10 to 15 hours a week, just from the mental buffering of consistently moving between different tasks. I see this all the time with clients. They're working flat out, but because they're always jumping from different types of tasks, it feels like nothing gets done. It's one of those things that clients often don't notice until we name it, and then they can see it everywhere. It's one of the biggest time drains that we uncover. So why do we do this? This is the interesting part. Context switching isn't about poor focus or lack of discipline. It's about our brains trying to protect us. If you're doing work that's stretchy, that's new, that's a bit uncomfortable for you, our brains want to keep us safe. So instead of staying with the hard thing, the strategy, the content plan, the client proposal, it nudges you to look for something easier. Checking your inbox, checking on social media, posting something quickly, and then repeating that cycle again. It can feel productive, but it's really just buffering, a way to deal with that clumsy, inefficient stage when you start to do that deeper work, but before you get into flow with it. And as business owners, that's the real trap, because we often are doing work that is stretchy, that stretches our visibility, our thinking, doing things that are new to us, where context switching pulls us straight back into the weeds. So let's talk about 5 powerful fixes that actually work. Number 1 is scheduling your day in your calendar and then actually sticking to it. Now, I know, grown, the time it took me from first hearing that this was a good idea to actually doing it was probably about 10 years, but it does work. Here's my top tip. Start by scheduling your breaks first. Your lunch break, any walks you want to go on, time to go and make a cup of coffee. Get those in your calendar. Be realistic about the time you need to move between tasks. You'll obviously have any calls that you already have scheduled in your calendar. Then block focused chunks of time where you're going to do this more important, deeper work. Finally, allow admin, bitty time for doing those things that you'll pick up across the day. When you've pre-decided what you're going to do, trust and follow your plan. There's no mental fatigue of thinking, will I do this? Will I do that? Shall I do this now? Do I feel like this? Just follow that plan that you've already put in place. Most clients say the same thing to me at first, I just need to get more done. But when we look closer, it's not about cramming more into your day, it's about giving you focused space to get things actually finished. I plan my week out first thing on a Monday. I brain dump down on a sheet of paper all the things I want to do and then get those into the calendar and look at what's realistic as I do that. This might take a bit of trial and error, it did for me, but it is so worth it. Number 2 is to keep a capture list. As we're working, ideas will inevitably pop into our head. Instead of getting distracted and actioning them there and then, grab a note of them, put them on your capture list for you to deal with later. It tells your brain it's safe, it's stored, we can come back later, and this one tip can save so much mental load. Number 3, create a switching ritual. Before you move from one type of work to another, give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to reset. A cup of tea, pop out into the garden, stretch, just something that signals to your brain, this part is done, and now we move on to the next. Number 4, on your computer, group your tabs by context. Let's be realistic, most of us have multiple tabs open. But instead of having one long list of everything on one window, have windows for specific projects or tasks that you're doing. For example, any active tabs you have open that are to do with marketing or to do with a client project. Then close everything else, minimize those other windows. So then when you're working on that specific project or task, you're just seeing that context, you're not being triggered by all the other things you could be looking at. Number 5, finally, anchor your focused work. Create small rituals for your brain that say, we're in deep work mode. For me, it's a candle or some background instrumental music and a hot drink. It's like a Pavlov's dog response for productivity. Small cues that tell your brain it's time to focus now. So I'd love to hear, what's your biggest context switching drain just now? Is it your inbox or social media, or it could be something else? Pop it in the comments below. And if you want to see where your time is really going and find your biggest release valves, grab my free Simplify Operations workbook. It walks you through the exact process I do with my clients to identify your biggest time and energy drains in your business and how to solve for them. You'll find it in the link below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.